Can someone please call up Darth Nihilus, because I have a thick meal for him to devour. Ladies and gentlemen across the galaxy, thank you guys so much for stopping by today. The next set of Grand Arenas are popping up very shortly, and we have about 1,000 Jedi Master Luke Skywalkers lingering out there that you might come across, and I want to make sure you have the tools to deal with Jedi Master Luke Skywalker. And it looks like our Sith Lords, more importantly Palpatine, Traya, and even Darth Nihilus, are going to be incredibly important to counter Jedi Master Luke Skywalker. We have a lot to showcase today. Of course, you can use your Galactic Legends to go up against Jedi Master Luke Skywalker, but from a practical perspective, not everyone has Galactic Legends, and you kind of want to save your Galactic Legends for defense or other teams out there. And so far from my testing, going up against this amazing team that's set through on defense with Jedi Master Luke Skywalker lead, Emperor Palpatine seems to be the best counter with some Sith Lords behind him that doesn't pull away from other counters we developed. And I want to just put a little note out there. This is probably the best Jedi team you can compose out there, but I don't think we're going to see this in Grand Arena because it pulls away from too many teams. If someone places this team on defense, they are stretching themselves thin because they put JKR, Gas, and Jedi Knight Luke on defense. So there's probably gonna be other counters that work, but I wanted to try to beat the most difficult lineup out there, because if it can beat this lineup, it can beat other variants of Jedi Master Luke Skywalker, I think. And of course, you can use your Kylo Ren, your Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, or your Sith Lord Emperor Palpatine if you have it, or Rey. And you might be saying, Rey who? Ladies and gentlemen, oh gosh, across the galaxy, it's time to talk about our favorite sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. If you're looking for a mobile game that you can also play on your PC, it's always pushing out new characters, as we're going to show today, and they're working on big new content as well for the masses to enjoy, you gotta check out Raid Shadow Legends. Fun fact, I've been promoting Raid Shadow Legends for exactly a year now, and it's amazing to see how much this game has grown, to the point that the game has over 460 champions to collect, and literally tens of millions of players that are playing this game actively. And we got a little behind the scenes look that I want to share with you. Raid Shadow Legends, to make their characters look as good as they are, they use mocap, which allows them to get the super fluid movements and attacks that you actually see in the game itself. We've already talked about some of the stuff they did in September, such as the Artifact Forge, but they also created a whole new advanced quest system, which allows you to get amazing rewards. Just recently, they added several new characters, and we even have a preview of their new game mode called Doom Tower. So if you need a mobile game that's actually going to keep you engaged and excited, check out Raid Shadow Legends. Support the people that support the channel here. So what are you waiting for? Go down into the video description down below, click on the special links I provide, and if you are a new player, you'll be getting 100,000 silver and one free champion known as Lightsworn. Don't miss this character. This is an A-grade character they're giving out for free to you guys, and one of the best things about his kit is when your allies die, he can bring him back to life right away. All this treasure will be waiting for you right up here, but you gotta be quick because these rewards are only available for the next 30 days. All right, so let's start rolling some gameplay for you guys right here. I think the best way to go about Jedi Master Luke Skywalker is going to be the Emperor Palpatine lead. And I'm going to show you a couple of variants, but I tried my best to compose a team that's not really pulling from other counters that we use from Galactic Legends. Now, Vader is going to work very well in this lineup. I wanted to try this without Vader, and that's what this first battle is going to be showing you guys, ladies and gentlemen. These characters aren't really important for countering Galactic Legends. Emperor Palpatine lead isn't really being used that much at the end game for big ticket items, and it looks like Palpatine is going to come out on top so long as you can spam the debuffs on Jedi Master Luke Skywalker. You're going to have this endless turn meter of endless turn meter train pushing your Sith along. And ever since the new update that happened to turn meter with the turn meter overflow, the Jedi are not really going to be getting that many turns out there. And honestly, I got to point out the big key item on this team to make it work that you're going to see consistently throughout the rest of the Sith battles. Of course, Palpatine lead, but Darth Traya. I tried using these Sith lineups without Darth Traya, but that initial opening bombardment of ability blocks, breach, as well as the stuns and the dazes, Traya is going to be incredibly important because she clears these ability blocks. She clears the stun, so you are ensuring that you're going to be taking turns. You're going to have to soak up that big opening moves from this Jedi team, assuming, again, this is going to be the Jedi team you come across inside of Grand Arena. And once you finally survive that initial onslaught, which I had zero problem doing, you're going to start taking all these turns and get your train going. There's a couple ways to get that train going. You can use Darth Revan, throw down the fear by hitting the lead and getting fear everywhere. And obviously, as you know, fear, once it starts spreading out there and translating into multiple debuffs, your train just starts getting going. Of course, Battlejuice amplifying that and using her wild lightning to make sure she's hitting the shock loop, damaging everyone else around them. And then Darth Nihilus, I don't want to undermine his viability in this lineup too, because especially when you're filling this with the Sith trio, which you're going to start seeing in the next battle, we're going to start putting other just Sith trio with Darth Vader, because you need Vader to kind of put that damage out there, since the Sith triumvirate doesn't really have that much. If you're not going to use Darth Revan and Battlejuice, you kind of need Vader, it seems like, after. But once you start filling the team with more Sith trio lineups with Cyan as well as Traya, Nihilus gets lots of Terminator. Anytime debuffs are being applied to Darth, Traya, or Cyan, Nihilus is getting tons of Terminator. So after that opening move from Jedi Master Luke Skywalker that you have to survive, Nihilus gets a big burst of turn meter gain, and he's able to quickly try to increase the cooldowns of the opposing team. And then Cyan is going to be very helpful. This is against the non-ultimate Jedi Master Luke Skywalker, but keep in mind how Jedi Master Luke's ultimate works once we do see it. Cyan could be very powerful in this line to keep stripping away the Jedi lessons buff that the Jedi are getting, because it's a strippable buff, and with that you're able to slow down Luke's ultimate, and with you outrunning the Jedi, I think this is going to work up against even ultimate Jedi Master Luke Skywalker lineups. But I just want to reemphasize, as you're seeing at this moment, Darth Vader is stunned. Luckily, Traya's unique ability, that Zeta's going to come back into the meta, it seems like. It cleanses Vader so he can start going on his merciless massacre and just keep feeding the train. And because these are all Jedi, his basic is going to be incredibly powerful to slow down Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, to slow down General Anakin Skywalker. Gas is a bit more finicky to keep the debuffs on, because he cleanses himself anytime he's being critically hit. But as you see, it's working very well. And if they're using JKR, Jedi Knight Revan, with Jedi Master Luke Skywalker, you kind of want to kill him off first, because you don't want to go through two Jedi. Kill JKR first, and then you start working on the other Jedi. Really, no problems whatsoever. And of course, you can't annihilate Jedi Master Luke Skywalker with Nihilus, but the cooldown increases, the buff dispel on the basic, and you still do solid damage with Annihilate if you're forced to hit Jedi Master Luke Skywalker. But in case there's no taunt, the taunt finally drops on Jedi Master Luke Skywalker, you can just go around and annihilate someone else finally, if that opportunity does come to you. But really, the main thing about Nihilus is getting that initial turn meter boost to get the cooldown increases going, and that can slow down gas, Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, so it helps you overcome the high speed that Jedi Master Luke Skywalker has. It's kind of turning what should be a detriment to your Sith team with the ability blocks and breach, turns it into your favor, so you can go out and get ahead of the race here. And now we're going to be showing, if you want to use Darth Vader and the Sith Empire, this is probably the best lineup, because you have the most debuffs being put out there as much as possible. But I really think overall, although this works too, trying to save Vader for another counter, for example, Rey, Thrawn, Vader, and Wat Tambor, is still a cornerstone counter for Galactic Legends race. That's why although you could use Vader, and Vader's a very solid choice, puts out great damage and keeps that Terminator train going as much as possible with Rey, I think it's really best to try to keep Vader for a different team and bring that Sith Triumvirate back. The Sith Triumvirate's been kind of sitting on the sidelines, not doing much lately, except for the occasional Geo counter, Mon Mothma counter, and some people do use Traya for Galactic Legends raid counter, but by no means is Traya a necessary piece to counter Rey Skywalker. Oh boy, did I just say that, Gary? Oh boy, people are gonna hate me on that. Rey, we're just gonna call her Rey, all right? Rey Skywalker, Rey Palpatine, whatever you want to call her. The point being is you want to try to maximize your counters, and the Sith Triumvirate coming back into the fold is huge. We're basically revitalizing the 2018 Sith meta. It found its way back in 2020, so get your Sith Lords ready. Palpatine lead is definitely gonna be the best option. And I did do Sith Empire. Sith Empire is heavy RNG dependent. If you want to do a full Sith Empire team, it looks like if your Darth Revan doesn't get critically hit or cooldown increase, it's gonna work. But if his cooldowns get increased at the beginning, it's gonna kind of suck. You're gonna see a success run of Sith Empire, and you're also gonna be seeing a failed attempt at Sith Empire and many other things. But I also want to give you one other option. If you're not going up against Rey, Thrawn lead seems to be another fantastic option. I do think Palpatine's going to be the better lead. You get more turn meter, and Thrawn's just way too important. And it's not because of his fracture. His fractures actually didn't get used at all in this battle, because I got immediately ability blocked by Luke at the very beginning here. Maybe modding Thrawn for extremely high tenacity will get over that. But really, the most important thing was just the Thrawn leadership, because with the Thrawn leadership, anytime debuffs are being applied, and Imperials are getting massive amounts of turn meter. And Traya, she's really only there again. Traya's gonna be that cornerstone, it seems like, up against these lineups, especially if you're running full Sith, because she cleanses Vader. So Vader gets smashed with debuffs at the beginning, and boom, he gets a bunch of turn meter under the Thrawn lead, and then Traya cleanses Vader, and then Vader can start going on his merciless massacre rampage. So this does work as well. But you got to ask yourself, is using Thrawn and Vader here, and I use Short Trooper, you can use Sith Trooper if you want to have the cleansing on Sith, the Sith Imperial Trooper, that is. You can use that, but I think Palpatine lead is going to be your best bet overall. You get way more turn meter, you get way more debuffs out there, and you don't need Vader to run with Palpatine lead. Unlike Thrawn lead, you really do need to have that Darth Vader to make this lineup work right here. Other than that, we tried a couple of other things. I've seen some people do Jedi Knight Revan, for example, and a couple of other things. I personally had a very tough time. This is a God-modded Jedi Master Luke team that we were going up against, and even with my solid mods on my Darth Revan, Jedi Knight Revan, we had a hard time. My Jedi Knight Revan is almost 340 plus speed after the lead kicks in, and I just was having a hard time getting these turns in here. But again, I'm assuming against lesser modded Jedi Master Luke Skywalkers or other compositions, because again, in Grand Arena, this is the scariest composition, but I don't think you're really going to be seeing this unless your opponent knows you have no Galactic Legends to put down. Then they might be a jerk and do this Titan Jedi Master Luke Skywalker team. Then it's understandable, but you don't really need to use Jedi, and I think Jedi are their best use. If you're using Jedi Knight Revan, the best use for him is going to be countering Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. You see where I'm trying to go here? It seems like Supreme Leader Kylo Ren's counter for non-Galactic Legend purposes is going to be Jedi Knight Revan. Thrawn Vader, probably for Rey. And then when we look at Sith Eternal Emperor Palpatine, as well as Jedi Master Luke Skywalker, it seems like Sith Empire might be one of your better Sith Eternal Emperor Palpatine counters. Or for Jedi Master Luke Skywalker, then you're going to be using Emperor Palpatine with Darth Vader. So that's my grand plan. If I happen to come across all 4 Galactic Legends on defense, idealistically, that's how I would split up my roster to try to counter all these Galactic Legends that exist out there. But I know that's a very, very, very endgame Kraken estate of Grand Arena and Territory Wars, having to think of 4 Galactic Legends counters. But I hope that mentality gives you guys ideas of what to do, because you're starting to see the failed montage. I tried Padme, I tried General Anakin Skywalker, Jedi Knight Revan was kind of struggling for me. But again, although we're going up against this Titan Jedi Master Luke Skywalker team, I'm suspecting we're going to see other good Jedi, like maybe Jedi Master Luke with Yoda, Jolie, and Ezra or something like that. Good Jedi, not God tier. So you can still beat Jedi Master Luke Skywalker with probably some of these lineups. So like maybe Luke could work perfectly fine. Jedi Knight Revan could work easily up against these lineups right here. But overall, it was pretty difficult. And I want to talk about one more thing in regards to the Emperor Palpatine strategy, because when you think of Palpatine turn meter, what's the hardest counter to that? Darth Malak. Very much so. Like we see people use Darth Malak high tenacity inside of a Rey lineup. There could be a possibility that we will maybe see people try to stop that Palpatine counter from working by throwing in Darth Malak. But I just want to put one thing out there to think about. One, if you're moving Darth Malak, the Rey battle gets a lot easier to beat. So Vader's life just got so much easier. Darth Malak complicates things a little bit. That's why I sometimes use Darth Malak with my Rey. But keep in mind, I almost feel like this is an intentional interaction here with Jedi Master Luke Skywalker. The second you don't have a full team of Jedi, you lose the taunt. And as you see, that taunt that happens because there's Jedi on the field makes it difficult for some of my counters that I was throwing at it from working. But all of a sudden, if Jedi Master Luke Skywalker is not taunting, it's free game. You can just go for any Jedi on the field and have yourself a grand old time. So keep that in mind. You might be thinking, oh, we'll just throw Malak with the Jedi Master Luke. One, you're ruining the viability of Jedi Master Luke's team a little bit, and furthermore, if you're using that for Rey or Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, you now made your Rey teams so much easier to beat, ladies and gentlemen. That's gonna wrap it up for today. Sith Lords and very free-to-play counters for Jedi Master Luke Skywalker, and even for Sith Eternal Emperor Palpatine. We found some very solid free-to-play counters as well, such as Thrawn and Magma Trooper. You gotta check it out. Ladies and gentlemen, leave a like on your way out. Comment down below and all your thoughts. Let me know. How are you thinking? How you're going to go about these Jedi Master Luke Skywalker and Sith Eternal Emperor Palpatine? Would love to hear your thoughts down below, and even how to maybe make these counters even more free-to-play accessible. But that first team I showed you with Palpatine and even no Vader, I think it's really as good as it's going to get for free-to-play counters out there. So I hope this helps you guys in your upcoming Grand Arenas and Territory Wars. Like, comment down below, and subscribe so you're not missing a thing. And I'll see all you lovely ladies and gentlemen, Gungans and droids out there in the galaxy in the next video. Boy, It's great to be in the Empire today.